What's junior sea dragon?
Sea dragons? Rawr.
No, they're actually iguanas.
They do look like iguanas. Do you know that for a fact?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know that? We haven't even read it yet. Did Wildcrats teach you that too?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, these are sea dragons.
I compared the scales, and everything is the same. But some people just think they are sea dragons.
Well, let's see if you can guess these kids' drawings. I bet you can guess this one.
It's a ringtail lemur.
Oh, it does look like a ringtail lemur, but
Raccoon?
yeah, they said it was a raccoon. Age 4. Drew it at age 4. That's pretty good. That is pretty good at age 4. What do you think this is? That one's hard. It's a specific type of fish.
I know. What's it?
It's called a flounder.
Oh yeah, I know flounders.
Yeah.
Wildcrats taught me.
Yeah. What is this one?
It's a colossal squid.
Yeah, the giant squid, which fights the sperm whale. Is that right?
Yep.
What is this? I bet you can guess that
walrus.
one. Yeah, walrus. What is this one?
Koala.
Koala, yeah. What is special about the koalas?
They can eat a type of leaf that's poisonous.
Yeah,
the
eucalyptus leaves that are poisonous to people if we were to eat them. What is that thing?
And dogs.
Yeah. Bet you
Praying
mantis. Yep, that's a good guess. You did great.
I just got one wrong.
Yeah.
The age 4.
Yeah. Which actually you got it on your second guess. That was pretty good. Because it could have been a ringtail lemur. That's wild, it says. We have a flamingo. We're going to learn about some wild creatures here. Flamingos. You've seen flamingos. Our zoo has flamingos in it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty cool birds. But did you know that flamingos get their pink color from the food they eat?
Yes. Wildcrats has an episode. The shrimp, they eat shrimp, and the food they eat is shrimp, and it gives them their pink.
I had no idea. But, so, do you think they feed them shrimp at the zoo that we have here?
No.
You know what? Wonder if, since they get the color from the food they eat, I wonder if you took green food dye and you dyed their shrimp green, if it would turn the flamingos green.
Yeah, or maybe blue.
Ah.
Imagine a bird that's blue, a flamingo that's blue.
That would be silly. I don't know if you could do it, but it'd be
a purple flamingo.
that would be pretty wild. But let's see some other cool things that are wild, like this lobster here.
We would have to do a spill,
Yeah.
I thought that was a scorpion.
But it's on the bottom of the ocean. It's a lobster, and it doesn't have a scorpion's tail. It has a lobster tail, and it's a lobster. And did you know a lobster's teeth are in its stomach? So that means you wouldn't have to grind its food like the dinosaurs. Some of the dinosaurs used to have to with gastroliths, stones in their stomach, because his teeth are already there. Chomp, chomp. Did you know that this is a giant tortoise? And that giant tortoises can live to be more than 100 years old. Holy. Can you imagine? What if a giant tortoise had healthcare like humans have? Do you think it could be 200?
300.
300? Maybe. Do you know what's a good thing about lions? They sleep about 20 hours a day. Do you know why that's good? That a lion sleeps 20 hours a day? What? Chase it? I don't think the internet can understand that. Okay, I don't understand.
It's Chase!
Chase?
Chase!
Oh, so if they're 20 hours a day, they're sleeping, they can't chase you? They can only chase you 4 hours when they're not? Okay, I got you now. Okay, so how about...
If you wake it up from your nap from their nap, they chase you.
I would hope nobody would be daring enough to wake a lion up from his nap.
Butterflies do, tortoises do.
Oh, you think these creatures do? I don't think so.
They do.
So, do you know what this creature is? Right
An
here?
anteater.
He is. He's a giant anteater.
Anteaters wake up.
You think the anteater does too?
Because ants climb on lions,
I
and
think
then it eats off the lion, and it's like. Oops.
I think that would be one. I think that would be one brave anteater. I think you're being a little ambitious with the bravery of this anteater. But what an anteater does have that's special about him is his tongue can be 2 feet long. Whoa! That means his tongue can shoot out past this magazine. Yeah, that's pretty good. Which means the tongue can go down a burrow of an ant-like hill and way deep inside and maybe just eat the queen from inside the anthill. Whoa. How about this? We got one other creature here before we move on.
Anteaters can build mounds taller than a 1-story house.
An anteater or ants?
Anteaters.
I didn't know that. But I've heard ants can do that.
No, I mean termites.
Termites. I did know. I've heard such things. I've never seen it, but it's kind of crazy. Well, this last creature we have is a butterfly that drinks through its proboscis. Do you know what the proboscis is?
Yeah, it's like this straw thing that butterflies use to drink nectar from the flowers. Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. It's a long straw-like tube that the butterfly has, and he uses it to drink nectar from flowers. Oh, look!
Iguana!
Or sea dragon. Meet the sea dragons. This animal with the spiky back is not a monster. It is, however, a marine iguana. You were right. The world's only sea-going lizard. The only place the marine iguanas live is on a group of islands off the coast of South America. Long, strong toes and sharp claws help this iguana hang on to slippery rocks. Wow, I had no idea. So it's on the Galapagos Islands. Do you know what else is special about the Galapagos Islands where these sea dragons live?
No.
I'm pretty sure that's where Charles Darwin went and studied his finches and discovered that they evolve. I'm pretty sure it's the same islands. Regardless, whoa! Dude, they look like sea monsters. But they're not. They're iguanas. Isn't that?
I know. They look like sea.
Yeah. Marine iguanas can grow to be 5 feet long. They are strong swimmers and can stay underwater for about an hour. Whoa, that's amazing. They can hold their breath for an hour. When marine iguanas eat, they swallow a lot of salt water. So those lizards sneeze to get rid of the salt. Now, another cool thing about marine iguanas is marine iguanas eat seaweed and they scrape off rocks on the ocean floor. They eat seaweed that they scrape off rocks on the ocean floor. Did you hear that? Do you know what marine iguanas eat?
Seaweed that scrapes off the bottom of the...
That they scrape off the bottom, yeah. Marine iguanas come ashore after eating the lizards, or after eating. The lizards are chilly after swimming in the very cold water. And this is, look at this family of marine iguanas. They look like they're hugging. Do you think they're actually hugging?
No.
Ooh! This...
Sunbathing.
Ooh, maybe. Look, check this out. You know how Mama sends you a cartoon in the lunch every morning? Look at this. Maybe she could draw you a marine iguana tomorrow. That would be cool. Marine iguanas gather in groups when they are on land, and they sit in the sun to warm up. So they sunbathe? Holy guacamole, marine iguanas. Ooh, look, it's a Ricky and Pal story. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Do you know the title of this story? It's Old Green.
Old Green.
I wonder what that's going to be about. Do you have a guess?
About iguanas?
I don't know. Could it be about something brown?
Maybe.
Could it be about something green?
Is it about puppies?
I don't know. Do you think it's more likely to be about something brown or something green when the story is called Old Green?
Something green.
Yeah, probably.
Is it something made out of old, filthy green?
I don't know. Let's read and find out. Ricky and Pals. A few years ago, Ricky Raccoon and his friends celebrated spring in a special way. They hiked to the biggest, oldest tree in the deep green wood. Then they had a picnic under the tree. Today they were going back. Ricky had just met up with Busy Beaver, Mitzi Mink, and Flora Skunk. They all were carrying their backpacks, which were full of yummy picnic food. I can't wait to see Old Green again, said Ricky. Yes, agreed Flora. It will be covered with bright green new leaves. I love how the branches hung all around us when we sat under the tree. It was like being inside a leafy room, Busy said. Come on, said Ricky. Let's go. Old Green was on the other side of deep green wood. It took a long hike to get there. On the way, the friends saw lots of signs of spring. Birds were building nests, flowers bloomed along the path, and the breeze blew soft and warm. I'll be glad when we get there, said Busy. I'm getting hungry. Don't worry, Mitzi said. We will be there soon. I sent a note to Mrs. Cardinal, said Ricky, so maybe she'll meet us there. The friends walked on. They were almost to the part of the woods where Old Green grew, but as they got closer, something seemed different. Don't we usually see Old Green by now? Asked Flora. I thought so, said Ricky. The friends kept walking. Wait a minute, said Mitzi. Look at that! She pointed at a tree in the distance. It was big. It was tall. It was right where Old Green should have been. But it was... Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun. It was dead. Dead! Exclaimed Ricky. Old Green is dead. I can't believe it. They started running. When they got closer to the big tree, the four friends stopped and stared. What do you think happened to it? Busy asked sadly. I can answer that question for you, said a familiar voice. They saw their friend, Mrs. Cardinal, standing on one of Old Green's limbs. Mrs. C! They all shouted. What happened to Old Green? Old Green got hit by lightning during a storm last year, Mrs. C said. The friends stared at the gray, leafless tree. It looked bare and lonely. I can't think of anything sadder than a dead tree, said Flora. Actually, said Mrs. C, a dead tree is not sad at all. Why do you think a dead tree is not sad at all?
Because it makes a new tree.
It might. It might biodegrade and back into the soil and make new plants. But let's see what Mrs. C says. Mrs. C says, for lots of animals, it's a happy sight. How could a dead tree be a good thing? Asked Mitzi. Take a closer look, at the Old Green, said Mrs. C, and you will see how. They all walked closer to the tree. They looked carefully, and then they began to notice some things. Hey, a woodpecker just flew into that hole in Old Green's trunk, said Ricky. A dead tree makes a great place for woodpeckers and some other birds to nest, explained Mrs. C. Well, look at that little bird, Flora said. It's pecking at Old Green's bark. Tons of insects live under the bark of a dead tree, Mrs. C explained. It's a wonderful place for animals to find food. Check it out, cried Busy. There's a porcupine peeking out of a hole way up the trunk. Lots of animals make their homes inside a dead tree, said Mrs. C. A dead tree is many things to many animals. It can be a restaurant, a bedroom, a nursery, or just a place to hang out. I think we need to rename Old Green, said Flora. Maybe its name should be Old Gray now. The friends all agreed. You know what, said Ricky. Even though Old Gray is dead, it's still full of life. And I think it's still a great place to have our picnic. So that's just what the friends did. Yeah, that's a pretty cool story. So even a dead tree is not wasted, huh, Apollo? What do you think of that? Yeah. All right. Well, guess what? Let's read Animal Games. Can you, Apollo, match each picture with the game the animals seem to be playing? Okay, here's the games are here. Number 1 is leapfrog. Which one's doing leapfrog?
That one.
The bunny rabbits, the jackrabbits. Which one is doing the game of telephone? Yes, the cheetahs. Which one is doing the game?
Hide and seek.
You didn't even guess. Did you read that? Hide and seek. The black bear is doing hide and seek. Good guess. Good guess. More games. Can you guess who is playing King of the Hill?
King of the Hill.
Yes, the ibex. The ibex is playing King of the Hill. Can you guess who is playing tag?
Tag.
Yes, the caracals. Is that how you say the caracals?
No, caracals.
Caracals, yeah. Who taught you that one?
Margaret?
Yeah, I thought so. And who is doing Simon Says?
Simon Says.
Yeah, they're
Simon
copying each other, huh?
That one's leading.
Yeah, well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that one's leading. How do we know? There's even more games, Apollo.
Yay!
Who is doing Follow the Leader?
Duckling.
The ducklings, yeah, the mallards.
I think we're gonna do this until we get to 40.
Maybe. Who is doing Capture the Flag?
Capture the flag?
I would have to say, yeah, you're right. I would have to say the jackal, because he's carrying this thing, which might be a flag. Who is playing the game of sardines?
Sardines.
That's where you can stick as many raccoons in a crevice of a tree as possible. That is the game. What game would you play with your animal friends, Apollo?
Hide and seek. We love hide and seek.
You would play hide and seek? That's a good game. Okay, now we are on a new page. This is called Creature Feature. This bird here is called a cassowary. A cassowary. And it says, Danger! Danger! Danger, Will Robinson! It has sharp dagger-like claws on its toes that it uses to defend itself. Arr! Yes.
You're gonna have to edit that out.
Oh, maybe. But that shows that you were afraid of the dangerous claws. So, do you know what colored eggs it lays?
Green!
Yeah, green eggs. Do you think it would be mad if we used those for Easter?
Yeah.
Oh, and it might come out. Yeah. It has a helmet.
Kick me in the booty.
I hope not, but it has a helmet like horn on its head. Yeah, this is like a helmet like horn on its head. That's the cassowary. Amazing, amazing. Well, let's read about Bonnie and Chester's dragon hunting, shall we? Hi, Chester. Want to go for a walk? No, thanks. I'm reading this book about dragons. That's like you. You like to read books about dragons. If you come with me, I will show you some real dragons, Chester. Real dragons? Let's go. I don't see any dragons. Be patient. We're almost there. I still don't see any dragons, Bonnie. They're dragonflies, Chester. Aren't they cool?
She tricked him.
What a trick. But they're dragons. Dragon hunting. Oh, hey, we have another animal game. This looks like it's about the marine iguanas we read about. Animal fun facts. Let's test your marine iguana knowledge after reading about them. Which of these things does a marine iguana like to eat? Ice cream?
Seaweed.
Is that seaweed?
Yes.
You're right, seaweed. I was going to say seaweed, fish, spaghetti, or ice cream, but you blurted out the answer. Maybe we should put you on Jeopardy. You're very fast. Okay. Question number 2. What is a marine iguana's skin covered with?
Scales.
Scales, yeah. Instead of feathers and sequins and fur. You're very fast at this game. Number 3. Which of these things is not longer than a marine iguana? The guitar, yeah, probably. I doubt it's longer than a car, sofa, or an orca. Those are all fairly large. So, number 4. What do marine iguanas do on the beach? Do they read?
Sunbathe.
Yeah, sunbathe. You mean they don't surf?
No.
Well,
No way, Dada.
how about play volleyball?
No way.
Oh, okay. I guess they sunbathe. All right, number 5. Marine iguanas sneeze to get rid of what?
Salt.
Yeah, you remember that one for sure. Not seaweed, but salt. Not water, but not pepper, just salt. Where do and why do they get so much salt in their noses?
Because the ocean has salt.
Yeah, and they swim in the ocean a lot, huh? All right, we're not done yet. Number 6, where do marine iguanas live? Do they live in the desert?
Ocean! But the nearest beach by the ocean.
Well, I mean, that's a good guess. The only thing that matches your answer is Rocky Beach, the only option. Not the forest, not the city, not the desert, but the Rocky Ocean Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, number 7. What does a marine iguana have on its back? Buttons, backpacks, fins, or spikes?
Spikes!
Yeah, look, you can even see them. Spikes on their back. I think you aced your marine iguana knowledge. Oh, here, we're not done yet. We live in a garden. Oh, I think you're going to have to guess what animal's on this page. We live in a garden. The garden we live in is in a backyard in Europe. Vegetables grow here. Toad sits on the dirt. Snails crawl on one foot. They're just monopods, single foot. The hedgehog looks for food to eat. This is a hedgehog. He's looking for food. And now you have 3 clues. Do you want to hear them?
Yep.
I live in a garden too. Guess who I am? I eat worms. Delicious. My chest is the color of carrots. Orange. You could hold me in your hand.
A robin.
It could be a robin because they do have orange chests and they do eat worms. I'm going to guess.
Oh, wait. I think I know.
What?
You know that thing that we saw out in the back?
A salamander?
No, it's
The robin? That was a bird.
No, not the robin. It's that yellow belly.
Let's find out.
The robin.
Oh, this was the answer.
What
And
is
it isn't a robin, but it's a bird, so you were closer than I was.
What is it?
It says this is the early bird that gets the worm. The worms that... Oh, you're right. It says robin. I just thought the chest was more red. The worms that robins love to eat are easier to find and catch in the morning.
What were you guessing?
I was guessing salamander. They're orange belly. But you got it right. There's a robin eating a worm. Nice job. All right. I think that was it. I think we came to the terminus of this book. All we have left...
It's a chameleon.
Yeah, it is a chameleon. All we have left is to stare at the chameleon as he stares back at us with his singular eye.
Speedway contest.
Oh, I think he's going to win that one. All right, time to say adios.
Adios.